Greetings to all of the metalheads out there. I am David Grijalva, host of Audible Carnage, the world's heaviest radio show. And this is my album of the week. And the prestigious honor of album of the week goes to a very important album near and dear to my metal heart, and I'm sure very near and dear to a lot of your metal hearts as well. That album is Danzig, or Danzig 1, or yeah. Now this album is important to my personal collection because it's the first record that I ever spent like real money on. It was the first record I think I spent 100 on it, but it was like the first record that I ever spent like over 100 on. It was when I was working at a record store. I was about 19, 20 at the time. And I went in for my shift, and I was the only employee there other than the owner. And I saw this on the shelf right when I walked in, and I had never seen it actually in person before. So I quickly snatched it off of the display case, and I said at the end of my shift, I am buying it. And so that I did. I bought it. And I swear every time I got a paycheck when I was working at the record store, it was always going towards the vinyl records in the store, so it's practically like they were just paying me in store credit. Now, first and foremost, before we get into the record, you gotta take off your little record condom. Always protect your records. And let's open it up. So I had to slightly back up for this shot so I could get the whole thing in frame. But you open it up, and it shows the classic Danzig logo. Now, as far as I know, the original pressings of this from 1988, which this is, it was only pressed once on vinyl, which is this original 1988 pressing. I'm not sure why it was never pressed again on vinyl for other reissues and re-releases. But on later pressings, like CDs, and even on like streaming, they added the Danzig name, and they also added like the parental advisory sticker. Even though this album doesn't feature any like cursing, it says, I think, whore one time. But yes, it does feature the Danzig logo. All right, so we're gonna flip it around. It's a gatefold sleeve, and of course, ooh, you got the boys right there, the classic Danzig lineup. You got Eerie Von, bass guitar, of course, Glenn Danzig, vocals, Chuck Biscuits on the drums, and then John Christ, probably like the perfect name for a fucking member of the band, Danzig, John Christ on lead guitar. I mean, the boys are definitely back in town when you open this gatefold. Do I look like I could be the fifth member of Danzig? And so if you're not familiar with this album, it is banger after banger after banger. Like, I don't have like an official grading system for albums, but this album is one of the like no skip records. You don't skip anything on Danzig 1. I want to say you don't skip anything on the first 4 Danzig albums, but if I had to pick one, this is the one you don't skip anything from. So of course the inner sleeve features the Deaf American Recordings sleeve. They don't even use this logo anymore of the United States of America. But it also features the lyric sleeve. And as I said earlier, the Danzig logo ends up being featured right here on later pressings. But Jesus Christ, Twist of Cain, killer song. That's the album opener. That song actually features an uncredited background vocal work by James Hetfield of Metallica, and he was also featured on the song Possession on this album. So you have Twist of Cain, you have what else? No. Okay, so I just turned on the kukui lights because as soon as I mentioned the song Possession, big old paper fell off the corkboard. So the demons in the studio were either letting me know that they also fuck with Danzig or to go away, so I'm not sure. Anyways, yes, Twist of Cain was the album starter. James Hetfield on background vocals, as well as the song Possession. Then you have Not of This World, She Rides, super slow bluesy song, Soul on Fire, Am I Demon, this incredible, just a stellar, it's such a basic riff, but it it's the perfect example of less is more. Killer song. Of course, it features the biggest hit for Danzig, Mother. That was also the big video for MTV, and it got banned because it has like the half-naked women and the sacrifice and the cutting of the dove and the blood and all that. I think you can find it on YouTube, but it's like super low quality. So, I mean, check it out if you're interested. Possession, of course, End of Time, The Hunter, and Evil Thing to round out Danzig 1, Danzig 88, whatever you want to call it. So now, somewhere on the screen will pop up my song recommendations, the standout tracks for me, and my overall rating. You can hear Danzig and all the other heavy metal to please your needs live every Friday night, 9 to 11 p.m. Mountain Standard Time on Audible Carnage. Lay down your soul to the gods rock and roll and fuck corporate radio.